Hey, hello. Mic test. Sound check. Check 1 2. Hey, let's go. We got sound, guys. Oh man. I've been meaning to re-record that video. When was it? Saturday. I believe it was Saturday. Recorded a 25-minute video. There's so much knowledge in that video and it was all muted. Unfortunate, unfortunate. So I'm gonna try to recap that video. We're just gonna do a very I mean, you can kinda just see my recap for today. Today is Tuesday, June 3rd. It's just after the market closed. I'm gonna talk just a little bit about today, and then I'm gonna try to recap. Basically, I'm gonna talk about kinda my plan going forward, and we're gonna look at my I guess just my overall summary of my month of May. We're just going to briefly look at that. And yeah, that's it. But it's probably going to be a little bit of a lengthy video. But we're going to try to keep it brief and to the point. No ranting, no going off track. I'll try to stay on track, which we all know won't happen. All right, let's dive in. So today was obviously it was a good day. It was a good day. I'm not complaining. It could have been better. Um, it definitely could have been better. I kind of butchered this Tradeify live account a little bit. Actually, I'll just show you. It was pretty ugly. I we had such a nice move higher, and this is my micros. I should actually show you the mini. Hang on. I think I can show this if I don't of course I can't show it, but regardless, I got caught. I absolutely got caught with my pants down and took a eight basically when I ended stream I was up like I think it was like $1,100, something like that. And yeah, ended up giving a lot of it back. But if we want to look at the positive here. At least I'm still green, and I did walk away, just walked away before I continued to do more damage. I did recover a little bit of it here at the end of the day, and then I'm like, "You know what? Let's just walk away. $300 in profit. It's not what it was in the, earlier, and I would have loved to walk away with $1,100 in profit, but, mistakes were made, and now we live with it. But if we look at the positive on these Tradeify live accounts, um, I spent some time getting my totals to accurately calculate here. So with my two Tradeify live accounts, we have $18,082.58. So we're finally getting back to break even with Tradeify live. For those of you that don't know, Tradify put me on a live account, and they put me in with two $9,000 live accounts, which means 18,000 in total. So we've been struggling with those live accounts. Those live accounts have been, I think the least amount of capital we had was like 7,000. So we've battled our way back, and hopefully we can keep it going in the right direction. Um, but anyway, that's kind of a summary for today. Also, our Apex accounts took one trade. It was this trade right here. Very happy with the trade. Honestly, just it was a perfect and it was a great setup. We took it and we took profit and we moved on. Now, let's dive into how I plan to trade going forward. Um, so my plan is, as you can see, all 14 of my Apex accounts, I have 1,450K Apex accounts, and my plan is to trade those on the copy trader all at once. And now, before you freak out, hear me out. The only reason that I trust myself to do that is the fact that I am using QuantGuard to lock me out. I have a daily loss limit set of $600 a day, and there's no way I can preach that, and I make sure at the beginning of every day, I double check my stats, not my stats, but I double check Quant Guard to make sure everything is turned on, everything is working according to plan. So I feel really good about it, and that because my biggest fear is always when copy trading that many accounts that you go on a till session and you blow up all 14 accounts. So because I'm using Quant Guard, I feel like it protects me myself from myself, and I feel confident enough to try it. I've always, I want to on these 14 accounts, I am going to be very picky with my trading setups. I kind of know exactly what I look for. Like when we like this morning was a really good example of what I'm looking for. That slow grind higher with pullbacks and then just jumping in. I was definitely a little bit hesitant, and that's definitely going to be a little bit of a something I have to get over. It hit me this morning a little bit. Um, it's a little bit harder to pull the trigger when you know you're copy trading 14 accounts. And sometimes I'm too patient and I'm too picky on my setups, and I let a good setup just go without me. So there's a happy medium there where I want to, if there's a good setup, then I take it and I deal with like, they're not all going to be winners. I'm going to have losses and I have to be okay with that. But take those setups, put my stop loss in place, let the trade work, and just let the trade work. So this is kind of pushing the boundaries for me. It is. I'm not, I have, it's been a long time since I've copy traded this many accounts and want to push myself to it. And I want to take really good setups, but not be too hesitant and just slow and steady grow these accounts. My goal is, 150 to $300 per account. Today was the first day that I traded all of them at the same time, kind of getting my feet wet. I could have definitely pushed the envelope a little bit more and been a little bit more aggressive, but I'm okay with it. And I am not going to complain. These kind of moves lower, this is what I want to prevent. And I was definitely this is where I really get myself in trouble um with some of my setups where I get a little bit too overconfident that we're just going to keep grinding higher, and all of a sudden I get trapped in a long and I'm not willing to take a loss. So I definitely just something to be mindful of, and it's going to be a work in progress, and we'll see. Maybe a month from now we might look back and have a different opinion, but for now that's what we're going to try to do. Now, going to my Tradeify live accounts, what my plan is for those accounts is I'm going to be trading more aggressive with my size, and I will also be more aggressive with my entries. And what I mean by that is basically I'm going to take more intuition trades on the Tradeify live accounts and the My Funded Future accounts. So my My Funded Future accounts, I will be more aggressive, but basically I was reading a book that this kind of gave me this idea. And I forget what the book was called. I'm blank right now on what that's called, but in there, a day trader talked about. They were talking about being patient and finding good setups, and he mentioned that one thing that actually helps him to be more patient, to wait for his good setups, is he actually has a smaller account that he uses to take intuition trades, and it basically when even boredom trades sometimes, and he does that, and it allows him to kind of express his a little bit more degenerate side of trading, and he trades those accounts with that mentality. He kind of gives himself permission to take maybe not the greatest setups always, take more intuition trades. I think we all have a little bit of that in us, and when we try to contain it too much, sometimes we have a big burst up and a blow up. So that's kind of my thought process is on these accounts, my Fund of Futures and my Tradeify accounts. I will be a little bit more aggressive on my entries and on my size. And yeah, just see what happens. I'll be trading that a lot of times on stream, like we were today. Had a good day of streaming. We ended up, I think we had, yeah, like I said, like $1,100 in profit on that Tradify account. Now, obviously, trading one mini, you can lose that 1,100 very, very quickly, as I found out today. Now also there's a new kid on the block. So today, Trade Day announced that they are allowing 3 accounts again, or for the first time ever. They are allowing 3 accounts. And I mean, Trade Day has been around for probably 2 years. I've always liked Trade Day. I've used them in the past, but I stopped using them when, I mean, it's a pretty slow process. You could in the past only have one account. Now they upped it to 3, and to me it just makes sense and it's worth it. I grab 3 accounts, and I'm just gonna, with them, you have to trade 7 days for your evals. So it's 7 days to pass. And I think they have a 30% consistency rule in their evals. But once you pass your evals and you get above the payout threshold, you can do daily payouts, very similar to Take Profit Trader. And so that's my plan with Trade Day. I'm gonna try them out and try to pass these accounts. I did grab these, got the first day in, and we're just gonna try to pass them and hopefully just continue just get some steady payouts with Trade Day. Now, talking about Take Profit Trader, I get asked a lot lately about Take Profit Trader. How come I don't trade anymore? And it's nothing personal. Well, it is personal, but nothing on Take Profit Trader's fault. Since I lost my 5 accounts, I just have not been in the mood to pass more evals. So yeah, I've just been I've been taking a break. I will get back. I will use Take Profit Trader again. I'm just not ready yet. We'll get there. Just give me time. We'll get there, but for now I'm just not ready. Okay, that's kind of a summary for what we want to do, or what my plan is going forward with my accounts. Now I'm going to shift to we're just going to look at my overall summary for the month of May. I don't want to spend a lot of time, so I'll try to keep this brief. All right, so this is an Excel sheet that I created where I track all of my payouts and all of my expenses. And in the beginning of the year, one of my goals for the year was to basically, I want to control my expenses. I want my expenses to be lower than they were last year. Last year I had over 40,000 in expenses. I mean, we're on track-ish. We're a little bit below that right now, which I want to keep that way. And one of the ways I was taught is the best way, you got to track things. If you don't track things, then you don't know where you're going and you're probably not going to meet your goal. So I'm a firm believer in, if you set goals, make sure you track them or you probably will not meet your goals. So that's what we're doing here. There should be a link down below that you can see all my expenses, all my payouts, the proof of my payouts if you're wondering. And no, this does not include my affiliate payouts. All of these payouts are strictly just from trading. So anyway, let's dive in. So this is showing the payouts per month. We had total payouts per month of, January, February was pretty low. March was our biggest month ever that I've ever had. 48,000, almost 49,000 in payouts for March, which was awesome. Which this is also a little, I mean, we had some payouts here that were just, we didn't make it for February, but they all hit in March. So you're going to have some of that. April, almost 31,000. So So for May, we ended up the month of May 22,650, which I'm okay with. I stopped trading my 150K Apex accounts because I was trying to get them to the similar balance so I can copy trade all of them. For the last 2 weeks, I've not been trading my Apex accounts, or at least most of them. Um, so I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm not one to have payout goals per month. My goal is per year, and the within each month it's going to ebb and flow, and I'm just going to try to be consistent is my main goal. Now per prop firm payout, we are Apex, we're at 41,000. My funded futures, we're at 8,400. I've been getting consistent payouts with my funded futures the last 3 weeks. Really fast payouts. I can't say enough about how fast their payouts are. Really like that. Take Profit Trader. You guys all know my struggle with Take Profit Trader. I mean, it's we'll get there. We'll get back on that horse soon. Tradify has been great. Year to date, 51,300. Also, I wanted to make note, this was a good question. One of the comments was, so these payouts is tracking the money that went into my bank account. So it includes the profit split. So for Tradify, for example, they have a 90-10 profit split. This 51,300 is only counting my portion of the payout. It only looks at the actual payout that is put into my bank account. Now going to expenses, prop firm expenses summary. We got Apex, the largest expense at 5,700. My funded futures at 1,900. Take Profit Trader at 5,400. And Tick Tick is at $987. I tried out Tick Tick a couple months ago and I blew those accounts, never worked. And I also, at the beginning of the year, I tried out Top Step a little bit, didn't work out. And then we have Tradify total of 2927. And then this I just put in today because I literally bought these 3 trade day end of day drawdown accounts with 40% off. It was $99 each. So that is what that $297 expense is on trade day. Now, going to the per month expense summary. January we're at 4,800, February at 4,000, March at 1,750, April was a little bit higher at 6,000. Definitely did not want to get another month like that. So yeah, 1,700 in expenses. Very happy with that. Hopefully we can maintain that, and even if we can just maintain that for June, I'd be very happy. But obviously for now, June is only at 297 because we just got started in June. And then the P&L summary. So for May, we had 1,780 in expenses, 22,000 in payouts, for a return on investment of 1,172%. So I'm definitely not complaining. Very grateful. And hopefully we can have similar results in June. It's all going to depend on just, we got to stay consistent, trade well, take your losses, not go on tilt. There's a lot of things, but it just takes one bad trade to really put you on a bad tilt session that can really upend a lot of work and a lot of time that you put into accounts. It just takes a small tilt session to undo all of that. I know I'm capable of doing it, so one day at a time, and hopefully onwards and upwards. But that concludes the video. Thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully that makes sense. And we will be back trading live tomorrow morning. Thanks for the support. Appreciate everything. Take care, and God bless.